So when my dad first got a DVD player back years ago in the 90s, Top Gun was the movie that he would always show people as they came over to see what DVDs looked like on screen. Years and years later, I'm sitting in a movie theater watching the Top Gun sequel. Thank you, Tom Cruise.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Yes. So good. Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you love Top Gun as much as I do, then you are in the right place. And if you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Comment, let me know, what did you guys think of Top Gun Maverick, the epic return of Tom Cruise into the movie theaters? Was this a great sequel? Were you disappointed? Were you so happy and excited? You can also check out my 2022 playlist right up there for all the films I've reviewed so far this year. Today we're talking about the 2022, though it should have came out like 2 years ago, action fighter jet nostalgia film, Top Gun Maverick. Directed by Joseph Kosinski, who had done other great films like Tron Legacy, Oblivion, Only the Brave. I thought he was a great choice to replace the late great Tony Scott, and I think Tony Scott would have been very happy with Joseph Kosinski and the choices that he made and the direction he took this film and the franchise. Top Gun Maverick is my favorite film of his so far. He had a lot to work off of. Obviously, there's the original from the 1980s, which is a classic.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
I love Maverick and Goose and Iceman and the way it feels. The action is awesome. So going into this movie, I had a lot of anticipation. I had high expectations. This movie blew my expectations out of the water.
Ha! Boom, baby!
I was so impressed with this film. 30 years after the events of Top Gun, and Maverick is still a pilot. Wants to film all these scenes for real like he is Maverick, which, hey, I won't disagree with. It looks amazing on film, so you do you, Tom Cruise. I'll be there for it.
Yeah, baby.
He has to train a new batch of young pilots who are the best of their generation and get them ready for this unbelievable, highly dangerous, pretty much a suicide mission. So first of all, I thought the writing in this movie was really well done and handled in a very mature way with compassion and love for these characters and for this story. They brought back the feel of the original while also not just being a carbon copy of the original. It paid homage. They brought up some nice Easter eggs or some callbacks. He's got the two-arm check to check the watch so he can flex his muscles. Now, there is a beach scene where they all play in jeans, and obviously that's just them leaning into that Kenny Loggins song in the 1980s version of Top Gun. It worked for the film, and it was hilarious. Where the first film, this sports movie with pilots and jets, and then at the very end, there's an action movie. Where this is like the whole movie is training for this mission. So I felt this movie was a lot more streamlined, a lot more focused. The way that they developed the characters and brought new ones in as well as mixed them with the old like Maverick and Iceman, it worked. Actually was even better than the original in a lot of ways. The script, the dialogue, the characters. Also, what was a much bigger improvement from the first film was the fighting scenes with all the jets and the flying. Amazing. I mean, you can actually tell that they got these planes in real life. I was so scared that this movie was going to be CGI heavy, really fake looking. It was going to kind of ruin the Top Gun franchise, but it did the exact opposite. It actually added onto it. It expanded it. It grew it. You can tell that those are real actors up in those planes flying things. Because when Tom Cruise turns in the plane and he's doing these sharp turns, you can hear his breathing. And Tom Cruise, since Top Gun first came out, wanted to do a sequel, but wanted to do it proper and right and do it with like real, actually flying these planes. It paid off. This film is incredible looking. Claudio Miranda shot many films like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Really cool visual flair and eye for capturing beautiful pictures, but capturing action. The music is great. The soundtrack is amazing. The sound effects are stunning. The cast is amazing. Tom Cruise, obviously back as Maverick. Astonishing. Maybe his best role in 10, 15 years.
Big dick, baby.
The scene between him and Iceman. I'm almost crying just thinking about it. Jeez.
I ain't never been worth nothing.
After the events of Top Gun, they weren't just, casual allies. They developed a friendship. They have love for each other. They have a lot of respect for each other. Their flying has actually brought them closer together instead of tearing them apart. That's just some great writing. And the way that they handled Val Kilmer in this film with, his voice in real life, medical conditions, so he's not really able to talk very much. And they handled his situation with a lot of maturity, a lot of carefulness, a lot of grace. Jennifer Connelly as Penny was an amazing addition to this film, amazing performer. Miles Tellers is Rooster, who is Goose's son. Not a role that he had too much to do with, and really he's in the second half of the film. And the moments between him and Tom Cruise, I felt their chemistry and their kinship was really solid and a lot of fun. Bashir Salahuddin as Hondo, John Hamm as Cyclone, Charles Parnell as Warlock, Monica Barbaro as Phoenix, my man Glenn Powell as Hangman, which was so awesome to see him back in a movie. And I am a huge Glenn Powell fan ever since I saw him as Chad Ratwell in Scream Queens.
My ego, it's super strong, okay? But it's not strong enough that I can just go around dating garbage people.
A bunch of new, fresh faces that were introduced in this film that I thought they all really worked, like Fanboy, Coyote, Phoenix, Payback, Bob, Joseph Kosinski. He crafted an impeccably well thought out film. It was an adventure, it was action packed while still being emotional and impactful, and a great callback to the original. And it was also just a lot of fun in the theater. This is one of the best times I had at the theater this year so far. One of my favorite films of this year so far. You should definitely go check this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Top Gun Maverick an A. What did you guys think of Top Gun Maverick? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. What is your favorite Tom Cruise film or favorite role? Thank you so much for joining me in on that conversation. And click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. You can also check out some of my other films that I reviewed recently. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Thank you so much for joining me today on Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some more films, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.